Azure, learn the cloud platform. In this course, we will cover what is Azure, history of Azure, Azure features, Azure Services, Azure platform, Azure Uses, conclusions. What is Azure? Azure is a cloud computing platform and an online portal to access and manage resources and services provided by Microsoft. Azure is Microsoft's public cloud platform. Azure offers a large collection of services including platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, and managed database service capabilities. Azure, like other cloud platforms, relies on a technology known as virtualization. Microsoft Azure is a set of cloud services to help your organization meet your business challenges. It's the freedom to build, manage, and deploy applications on a massive global network using your favorite tools and framework. Things that you should know about Azure. It was launched on February 1st, 2010, significantly later than its main competitor AWS. It's free to start and follows a pay-per-use model, which means you pay only for the services you opt for. Interestingly, 80% of the Fortune 500 companies use Azure services for their cloud computing needs. Azure supports multiple programming languages including Java, Node.js, and C Hash. Another benefit of Azure is the number of data centers it has around the world. There are 42 Azure data centers spread around the globe, which is the highest number of data centers for any cloud platform. Also, Azure is planning to get 12 more data centers, which will increase the number of data centers to 54 shortly. Azure features. Features that are specialized in Azure: data resiliency, PCDR integration, single panel operability, security, capacity planning. Data resiliency. When you use Azure Cloud Storage, your data is physically stored in secure data centers operated by Microsoft. This abstracted layer of storage is consumed in the backend by multiple services offered by Azure. For example, the disks of the virtual machines that you use for your virtual machine are stored as page blobs in Azure Storage. By default, any data that you store in Azure Storage will have a minimum of 3 copies stored in the same data center. If one copy of the data is unavailable due to any underlying hardware issues or updates, the data will automatically be made available from the other 2 copies stored in the data center, a switchover which is handled transparently by the platform. Customers can opt for an additional level of resiliency by choosing either Geo Redundant Storage (GRS), Zone Redundant Storage (ZRS), or Read Only Geo Redundant Storage (RAGRS). The difference between GRS and RAGRS is that the customers get read access to the data endpoints in the secondary location when using RAGRS. Data security. Security in Microsoft Azure is built in at different levels and can be customized as per customer requirements. At the outermost layer is the built-in distributed denial of service (DDoS) protection of the platform. DDoS protection kicks in when a DDoS attack is detected and reaches a specific predefined threshold. In the recently concluded Microsoft Ignite event, DDoS protection at the VNet level was announced, offering the same capabilities as normal DDoS protection now at network level. This level of protection comes in addition to the inbound and outbound network traffic management options provided by the network security groups, which only allow permitted traffic to traverse the virtual machines. In addition to the SSE, customers can enable additional security to the data stored in Azure VM disks by using disk encryption. The keys used for encryption will be stored in the AKV. Both data and OS disk can be encrypted using this method. Encryption can be utilized for Linux VMs with dmcrypt and for Windows VMs with BitLocker feature. In addition to the default storage options, several third-party solutions that offer data security using proprietary encryption mechanisms are also available on the Azure Marketplace. Azure Storage integrates directly with your BCDR strategy with options for backup and disaster recovery. Azure Backup is a versatile service that can be used for making backup copies of your on-premise files, folders, applications, and even virtual machines hosted in the Hyper-V and VMware. If your infrastructure is hosted entirely in the cloud, Azure LAS VM level backup can be used for protecting the VM as well as the files stored in it. All backed up data is kept in the Azure Recovery Services vault, which uses Azure Blob Storage in the backend. On the other hand, if there is an existing investment in the DPM, you can integrate that with Azure Backup by installing an agent. As all data is sent to Azure Storage by Azure Backup agent, Azure Backup servers or DPM is compressed and encrypted to ensure storage efficiency and security. Azure Backup intelligently identifies and backs up only the data since the last backup, thereby ensuring data storage efficiency. The key used for backup encryption is managed by the customer and is required for recovery of data in the event of data loss. The service works on a pay-as-you-go model and is a recommended alternative for organizations that do not want to make big investments in costly DR products. Capacity management. Capacity planning for storage is a time-consuming activity. In most organizations, the onus is on catering for exponential data growth. Microsoft Azure offers a hybrid architecture storage solution named Store Simple that helps address this challenge. Store Simple has built-in features that addresses all the storage requirements of an enterprise business, including data tiering, archiving, compression, DR, and offsite storage. The automated data tiering feature intelligently places data in the SSD, HDD, or cloud storage tier based on the usage pattern. Frequently used data will be found on the SSD tier. Less frequently used data is automatically tiered to the HDD and cloud tier based on the data heat map. Deduplication is also built in. This feature uses hash keys and the metadata map to identify duplicate data. The deduplication and compression Azure features combine to help optimize the usage of storage capacity. Data tiered out to cloud storage is encrypted using AES 256-bit encryption. This solution has built-in local and cloud snapshot-based backups which can help recover services in a DR scenario. It can offer storage capacities up to 500 TB of cloud storage using the physical devices sufficient to address growing data requirements of large enterprises. For small and medium-sized businesses, Store Simple Virtual Appliance should be a viable option which can be deployed as a VM in Hyper-V or VMware. Single pane operations. Last but not the least, it is important to have single pane of management to gain visibility and insights into what is happening with the infrastructure, whether it's hosted on premises or in the cloud. Microsoft Operation Management Suite (OMS) is a management as a service that provides a single pane view of hybrid environments. At the heart of OMS is a log analytics solution which can connect with various data sources such as VMs, storage, and network services, collect and analyze logs, and provide valuable insights. OMS also includes automation and security solutions to meet the new standards for operating with hybrid infrastructures. Azure Automation is a versatile solution which uses PowerShell in the back end to automate complex operational tasks, both in the cloud and on-premises, using agents called hybrid workers. The security solutions bundled with OMS can provide insights into the security posture of connected resources such as patch level, malware infections, threat intelligence, and more. Azure Security Center is another service that offers security guidelines and remediation by cross-checking Azure environment service deployments with Azure's best practice recommendations. Azure Services. Azure provides more than 200 services, are divided into 18 categories. These categories include computing, networking, storage, IoT, migration, mobile, analytics, containers, artificial intelligence, and other machine learning, integration, management tools, developer tools, security, databases, DevOps, media entity, and web services. Let's take a look at some of the major Azure services by category. Computer services, networking, storage. Computer services. Virtual machine. This service enables you to create a virtual machine in the Windows, Linux, or any other configuration in seconds. Cloud service. This service lets you create scalable applications within the cloud. Once the application is deployed, everything including provisioning, load balancing, and health monitoring is taken care by Azure. Service Fabric. With Service Fabric, the process of developing a microservice is immensely simplified. Microservice is an application that contains other bundled smaller applications. Functions. With functions, you can create applications in any programming language. The best part about this service is that you need not worry about the hardware requirements while developing applications because Azure takes care of that. All you need to do is to provide the code. Networking. Azure CDN. Azure CDN, or Content Delivery Network, is for delivering content to users. It uses a high bandwidth and content can be transferred to any person around the globe. The CDN services uses a network of servers placed strategically around the globe so that the users can access the data as soon as possible. ExpressRoute. This service lets you connect your on-premise network to the Microsoft Cloud or any other services that you want through a private connection. So the only communication that will happen here will be between the enterprise networks and the service that you want. Virtual network. The virtual network allows you to have any of the Azure services communicate with one another privately and securely. Azure DNS. This service allows you to host your DNS domain or a system domain on Azure. Storage. Disk storage. This service allows you to choose either from hard disk drive or solid state drive as a storage option along with your virtual machine. Blob storage. This service is optimized to store a massive amount of unstructured data, including text and even binary data. File storage. This is a managed file storage service that can be accessed via industry SMB protocol. Queue storage. With queue storage, you can provide stable messaging queuing for a large workload. This service can be accessed from anywhere in the world. Azure Uses. Now that you know more about Azure and the services it provides, you might be interested in exploring the various uses of Azure. Application development. You can create any web application in Azure. Testing. After developing an application successfully on the platform, you can test it. Application hosting. Once the testing is done, Azure can help you host the application. Create virtual machines. You can create virtual machines in any configuration you want with the help of Azure. Integrate and sync features. Azure lets you integrate and sync virtual devices and directories. Collect and store metrics. Azure lets you collect and store metrics which can help you find what works. Virtual hard drives. These are extensions of the virtual machines. They provide a huge amount of data storage. Key takeaways. Azure is a cloud computing platform and an online portal to access and manage resources and services provided by Microsoft. Microsoft Azure is a set of cloud services to help your organization meet your business challenges. It's the freedom to build, manage, and deploy applications on a massive global network using your favorite tools and framework. Azure supports multiple programming languages including Java, Node.js, and C#. Azure provides more than 200 services and are divided into 18 categories. These categories include computing, networking, storage, IoT, migration, mobile, analytics, containers, artificial intelligence, etc. Data resiliency, security, BCDR integration, capacity planning, and single pane operability are specialized features in Azure. Azure relies on virtualization of the cloud. Azure services are majorly categorized into three types: computer services, networking, and storage. Application development, application hosting, testing, virtual hard drives, etc. are the main uses of Azure. Thank you. KloudLearn Incorporated is headquartered in Silicon Valley, California. Our mission is to help enterprises provide an engaging and impactful learning experience that improves business performance. We provide the industry's most modern LMS. For more information, visit us at www.cloudlearn.com or reach out to us at info@cloudlearn.com.